Hey Rivals, Professor Ehrin here, and today we're going to go over a deck profile of Mad Party. Mad Party is a new deck in Darkness Ablaze. It's a lot of fun to play. If you've been playing for a minute, maybe remember a Night March or even Lost March. It plays very, very similar to that. The idea is to discard as many Pokemon with the Mad Party attack as possible, and then Mad Party does 20 times the number of Pokemon with Mad Party in your discard pile. So the core of this deck are the cards with Mad Party. That's going to start with Sinistea and Polteageist. Polteageist has a great ability that allows you to discard a card that has the Mad Party attack and draw 2 more cards. So you can discard and power up your Mad Party and draw. So this is really, really important. It's part of your draw engine as well as your discard engine for Mad Parties. Next up is Bunnelby. Bunnelby is going to be probably your main attacker. Next up is Dedenne. Dedenne is a really good stall slash fodder. You don't actually have enough energy to ever attack with Dedenne, so you want to try and have that up early so it can be knocked out and discarded, or you want to use it to discard with Tea Party or with some of your trainer cards. And lastly, a Stage 1 Galarian Mr. Rime. Galarian Mr. Rime has Mad Party. Again, being a Stage 2, you'll never actually see it in play. It's simply to help power up that Mad Party attack. Now, a couple more Pokemon that we want to put in here to add some consistency. Number 1 is going to be Crobat V. Crobat V's ability allows you to draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. We're also going to add 1 copy of Dedenne-GX. With the DAA change ability, you can discard your entire hand and draw 6 cards. And lastly, I'm going to add Mew. Mew's ability allows you to prevent all damage from your bench, so that allows you to, with things like Decidueye currently in format, you want to be careful not to lose these Polteageists or these Sinesteas really early, so this just helps protect your bench. Lastly, we're going to put in 4 copies of Weezing, and this is the Weezing that has the ability that when discarded with Roxie, you place 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. And that's because our main draw engine for this is going to be Roxie. Roxie says discard up to 2 Pokemon and draw 3 cards for every Pokemon you discarded this way. So again, that allows you to discard your Mad Party Pokemon as well as draw more cards. We're going to play 2 copies of Professor's Research. Again, just a great hand refresh and the ability to discard. 2 copies of Marnie, which has both hand refresh and disruption potential. 2 copies of Boss's Orders, because we're going to have to be very selective with our targets that we hit. We want to hit hard and we want to hit big Pokemon that give us a lot of prizes. So we're looking for a positive, favorable prize trade in this deck. And lastly, I'm going to throw in 1 copy of Channeler. That's just because Vikavolt V is seeing a lot of play right now, and Channeler allows you to have another turn where you can use items. Otherwise, if you're item locked, this deck can get really, really difficult to play. Next, in items, we're going to play 4 copies of Quick Ball. That's just drawing basic cards plus discard. 4 copies of Great Ball. We are playing 20 Pokemon, so there's a very good chance looking at the top 7 cards, you're going to hit a Pokemon. 4 copies of Pokémon Communication to have the one in your hand that you need. 2 copies of U-Turn Board. Every Pokemon that could possibly be active has only 1 retreat cost, so the U-Turn Board is great because it goes back into your hand instead of being discarded. 1 copy of Ordinary Rod. That allows you to recycle your Pokemon back into the deck should you lose too many of your Bunnelbys or Polteageists. And lastly, 1 copy of Chaotic Swell, just to bump a stadium and bump a second copy of that stadium should they have it. We're only playing 6 energy in this deck. That's 4 copies of Twin Energy. Those can be played on either Bunnelby or Polteageist. And 2 copies of Triple Acceleration Energy that can only be played on the Polteageist. Now, a different version of this deck that I've been playing around with just a little bit to try and add some consistency, but more importantly, get rid of this Crobat and Dedenne. These are great cards and they really do add consistency. Unfortunately, with 160 and 180 HP, they do sit on your bench and become really big targets. So if you wanted to take those out, I would suggest taking those out, as well as the 4 Weezings. And we're going to go ahead and take out these 2 Marnies as well. We're going to add 3 copies of Minccino, 3 copies of Cinccino, and 2 copies of Pokemon Breeders Nurture. Pokemon Breeders Nurturing is a new card, and what it allows you to do is it says choose up to 2 of your Pokemon in play. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. You can't use this card during your first turn or the turn that a Pokemon was put into play. So it's basically like 2 Evo Sodas in one, or it's evolving 2 Pokemon. And I think with playing both the Sinistea and the Minccino, if you can get one of each, play this, you can then get your Cinccino and your Polteageist. The other great thing about Cinccino's Make Do ability is where Polteageist only allows you to discard Pokemon with the Mad Party ability, Make Do allows you to discard any card and draw 2 cards from that. So this is a little bit faster version, but you also do run a risk of this because you're running 2 different stage 1 lines of it not setting up as consistently. So I believe this version is faster. The other version that I showed you at the very beginning will give you more consistency. So depending on your play style or maybe even where you're playing, you can decide between the 2, or feel free to make some changes to make this deck play the way you hope it does. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more Pokemon related content. Thank you and have a great day.